Matt Hancock!
He's a wanker.
Cock.
Wank.
Paedophile.
Cunt.
Cunt.
Mac Hancock. I don't know what to say. Kill him.
I think he's
Fucking cunt.
Yeah, I think it's a cock.
One cock.
Wank sock.
He's a cock. I mean, he's not my kind of cock.
Resign.
Let's take over the street. Let's block it all up. Because today we are killing the bill. Today we are united for Black life. Today we are the people assembled, united against this Tory government. Today we are standing in solidarity internationally, ending racism, making sure we're keeping our school out of the market, decent housing, making sure we put the climate emergency in the front. So the people united will never be defeated.
If you think this is not about you, it is about you. It is about all of us. It's also about our children, our mothers, our sisters. Big up to London Trans Pride. You matter, and we stand all day, every day.
I'm representative of an ethnic minority, the Giants of Sussex. We've come to join in the protest so that we can big up the numbers. We're all here together. We make no distinction between anybody, big or small.
Tax on paying the conditions and austerity.
Annually, every year we come out here for a demonstration. Well, BBC is a broadcaster internationally now.
Sorry about this. It's a bullshit broadcasting corporation. That's why.
What do you think they're broadcasting right now whilst we're all stood here?
They're probably showing you how to build a house that you can't afford.
Why is everyone stood outside here?
Could be a location point.
You know, to freedom. Get active.
Palestine will be free.
Brings you here today.
I'm working here.
What do you think of all this going on?
I agree with the most of it. Well, actually pretty much all of it. Honestly, I'm more of a Lib Dem girl. I think the Tories have fucked up some shit. I don't quite agree with what some of the Labour Party is also doing, so I think a happy middle is Lib Dem, but unfortunately, I don't think they'll ever be the lead party, because not enough people seem to agree with me. I would join this if I could.
It's my main mode of transport. I love it. And also for events, it adds a bit of flavour.
All three vaccines available in the UK currently have made use of aborted fetal cell. So this baby, if you look at this,
I'm saying that these people should not be bringing these appalling bloody photographs, massively exaggerated and worked on by computers, to shame us about our right to choose whether or not we have an abortion.
and we're showing the reality of the link between the vaccines, COVID-19 vaccines, and aborted fetal cells.
For God's sake.
Lying.
Science,
All of
it's
the
the 21st century. Get yourself.
all of the three-
You're full of vaccine. We're all full of vaccine. We get them when we're small and tiny. Science is the way forward.
They tested on. So all of the COVID vaccines available in the UK have either been tested on this
abortionist. There's
or
no level that you
developed in
won't stoop
or
to.
developed in.
Listen, are you
but the government
against
are hiding
women?
this?
Are you in favour or against women deciding what to do with their own bodies?
I believe that women should be able to make choices they want with their bodies.
Yes.
But when it comes to someone else's body, this is another human being.
It's a collection of cells with
All
the
a collection
potential
of cells. I'm
to
a
be a
collection
body.
of cells.
Yes,
You're
but
a
you
collection
could.
of
You're
cells.
thinking
we're just
person,
bigger. We're
aren't
just
you?
bigger.
Sorry, I'm not
Not just
bigger.
Bigots.
bet believe in the death
This is about the church.
This is the death penalty. This is the death penalty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a lovely evening. Thank you. Hey. All right.
If you don't get it out of her bloody face, I'll smash it with one of my bloody placards. How about that?
Sorry, ma'am. Good.
Go on. Yes, I will. I'll get my 2 children to come and do it with me. It's offensive shit. And you ought to be ashamed of yourselves. So
The other demonstration that's going on now, the satanic ritual abuse one.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
There's
There's no satanic ritual about. Oh, satanic ritual! Wake up, old lady! Bonkers! Wake up! You're all bloody barking mad.
What brings you here today, dude?
The anti-lockdown march.
Stand up for yourself.
Back up. I'd back up if I was you.
It's all been for nothing, hasn't it?
No vaccinations for kids!
And it's destroyed the economy, destroyed people's lives. The damage they've done, the government, is worse than COVID.
Do you believe COVID is a thing, or?
Yeah. I'm not, there's different levels of people here that think different things, but I'm not denying it's a disease, but it's overblown, isn't it?
I've known from the beginning that this isn't what they're saying it is, so...
I don't think it's even about COVID.
Stop letting carers have the jab!
Well, I mean, at the extremes, it's about population control. Oh, that's not where I am. At the very least, it's about destroying small businesses. A vaccine passport, which is obviously a digital ID for the future, that's what they want. And if people can't see that, then there's something wrong with them. I just try to use cash now because once that's gone, it's gone, isn't it? Digital money, digital everything.
Why do you think that is?
Well, because it's about control, isn't it?
What are they going to do by controlling us?
They're just going to control us. They're just going to control our lives. They got us. It's like a
game of Sims.
I don't know what Sims is, mate. I'm too old for that. They're like farmers, aren't they?
So what's the solution?
You're looking at it. The solution is this. It's got to grow.
What can I do? I just come on a march. I don't feel like I can just do nothing.
Trans rights.
Yeah.
Trans liberation.
What do you think?
For my trans brothers, sisters. We're here to support trans rights, trans autonomy now.
And we're also here for Palestinians, we're also here for just everyone in the world getting oppressed at the moment.
The rights that trans people have are not enough at the moment.
Also, the media is a shitstorm at the minute for trans people in the UK.
Yeah, the political climate's horrible at the moment. The political climate's very tense, people are very tired, and the government's taking the wrong decisions.
Why is that?
Well, there's just constant debates on their right to exist, and usually the other side of the argument is usually someone really extreme.
White supremacy is the problem, and we should fight against it and realise that our oppressors are what is keeping us in this situation.
There's a weird feminist argument that people transitioning is like a threat to women's rights.
It's just degrading. We've been down that road before with gay rights. We've seen it all before. They're getting compared to predators. Yeah. It's vile. And we've been down this path before with gay rights, and it's just not acceptable. It's 2021. We've lost the year.
Basic human rights.
It's really fucked up. Trans people just want to live their lives and be able to enjoy the freedoms that everyone else does.
The internet does not help. I think it polarizes people. I think arguments are reduced, and I also think the human element is taken away. And I think actually what we need to do is we need to reintroduce the human element of it and try and engage with people as much as possible.
I just want to have a piss and not get beaten up.
Yeah, exactly.
You just want to what?
Have a piss and not get beaten up.
Really? Have you actually ever been assaulted?
Yes, all the time. When I go to the men's toilet and I'm using the urinal, people shout and everything. I mean, someone tried to hit me once in the toilet, and then you go in the girls' toilet and they're like, "What are you doing in here?" And I'm like, "I just want to have a piss in peace."
I think also it's an unknown as well. I think trans visibility's gone up recently, but it is quite a recent thing. So I think people are scared of what they don't know, and I think basically so we need more things like this. So we're getting information out there. It's really important.
Being visible is the most important thing you can do.
Hunter and
Snap.
Pleasure to meet you.
That's our pup names. Well, I'm here as a member of the puppy community, which is part of the kind of queer fetish culture, and we're just basically here to show our support for our trans brothers and sisters.
We're representing the fetish community today. All these lovely guys. Swing that camera around. All right, and plus at least half as many again. We wanted to support our trans brothers and sisters.
We have members of the trans and non-binary community within our own collective. Trans people, we're here for the gay rights liberation, so it's only fair that we as gay people should be here to help liberate our brothers and sisters in the trans community. We shouldn't let them be left behind.
In a fight that we had to make 20, 30 years ago, and it's taken for granted now that we can celebrate Mardi Gras and Pride as more of a party, as a celebration. That's not quite the same for trans people yet, but we'll get there.
There's a gender clinic that helps with reassigning people their gender on the NHS, and that clinic now currently doesn't have a hospital to carry out operations in. So there's a whole section of England with a huge waiting list. So there are trans people who want to have the operation to change their genitals, and they can't get it. Well, you get some people in the gay community who think that we have all our rights now. They're like, well, they can get married, they can, have sex with who they want, etc. And so they think, oh, the fight's over. But it's not. We've got a whole bunch of our LGBT community who do not have their rights, who are having their rights constantly questioned about if they should exist at all, and that's not on. It's just not on. It's just ignorance. I mean, 10 years ago, if you'd asked me what transgender was, I wouldn't have a clue. It's about education. It's about just getting the awareness out. There's like a story every day in the Daily Mail, and it's always normally a negative story about something to do with the way someone wants to ask people to change their pronouns or their gender. It's not about telling anyone what they can and can't do. It's about trying to broaden expression.
I think it's difficult with corporations. There will be bandwagon corporations who think, let's just jump on it because other corporations are doing it. Would we be seen to be wrong if we don't?
It's profitable.
Well, there's an element of that, but interestingly, this week with the release of the Alan Turing £50 banknote, my cynical opinion would have been, what the hell's the Bank of England got to do with something like that, where you had this incredible man who was able to develop technology years in advance that saved millions of lives towards the end of the Second World War, was ostracised for being gay, openly gay, chose chemical castration. Within a year he'd committed suicide. Because several years ago, having gone to Black Pride in South London, the Bank of England were represented there, and being me, I said, what are you guys here for? The bandwagon? And they actually were able to show me their policies, the structures that they developed over years for not just their employees on LGBTQ plus issues, but further afield, their customers and all the rest of it. And I left not only with the best pens of their pitch, but also with a very positive mindset that they were involved for the right reasons. And absolutely. They could see it, they understood it, they were embracing it, and they were doing something about it. And that's the key thing.
Brennan had a really great quote, which was, you can't tell what your favourite colour is if you don't know what all the colours are on the crayon box. And all we're trying to do is show that there's more colours in the crayon box.
How many protests are happening in London today?
Oh, I think there's 5 or 6, isn't there?
I think 3 at least.
I think there's like an anti-lockdown one. I think there might be some kind of pro-Palestine one. I'm not sure. But yeah, I've seen there's a few different things around in London.
Why do you think there's so many protests?
Because the country's fucked.
Well, I think because we live in a country where we have an opportunity to democratically protest against things that we don't feel are right.
Pride was a protest. It didn't start as a corporate celebration. This one here today, and then we got the anti-lockdown one, which is a bit disappointing, but maybe we could win some of them over because, there's a lot of disillusioned people out there because there's nobody there explaining why society is going backwards, why is education being cut, why the NHS is in crisis.
Matt Hancock is a wanker. Cock.
Wank.
Paedophile.
Cunt.
Matt Hancock. I don't know what to say. Kill him.
I think he's a fucking cunt.
Yeah, I think it's a cock.
One cock.
Wank sock.
He's a cock.
He's a cock. I mean, he's not my kind of cock.
He's a cock.
Matt Hancock.
Dickhead.
Wanker.
Cock's a wanker.
Absolute wanker. Prick.
Dick.
He's a fucking cock.
He's a cock.
Wanker.
Wanker.
Fuck Hancock! Do you think the definition benchord fits him very well?
I wouldn't be so rude, but I think he would be not far from motherchode.
We hate him.
No. He's an asshole.
A murderer.
Sorry.
Massive bellend.
Wanker! God. Matt Hancock, sir. Hello.
Hand job.
Hand job? Matt hand job? Matt Hancock is a crap kisser.
It's a tough one. I don't believe he has a bad soul, but I feel he's been corrupted along the way.
By why?
Why? Because the system he's been brought up in. It's very dark place. But only light comes, so light will break through.
Hancock is a wanker. Hancock is a wanker.
Saucy guy.
Small cock.
A wanker.
It's Matt Hancock's hairline is shit.
Men. White men. Typical.
Matt Hancock.
Arrest him.
Hancock, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Brilliant. How are you doing? You good?
Matt Hancock, you mean?
Matt Hancock, Zorro.
No mask, no mask.
Matt Hancock.
Bollocks.
One love.
God, he's such a knob.
I love him. Can I just say I love him? I love Matt Hancock. Can I just say that?
Matt Hancock, we love you, really. Fuck off.
Can't hear you. What?
Matt Hancock.
Matt Hancock. Matt Hancock. Take him to trial. Take him to court. He's crimes against humanity. Crimes against humanity. You should lock him up, throw the key away.
Balls cut it off.
Put him in jail.
You're not fit for purpose. You're not even fit to be the government. You need to resign. We demand your resignation.
He's the type of guy that uses his privilege to suppress other people.
Contracts for his friends, he can sleep around with whoever he wants, and then he's asking us to make huge sacrifices.
They're cockroaches, you need to stamp them out.
Matt Hancock, you think you tell us what to do, but you're wrong. We are coming for you and your head. It's over. Game over. Boris Johnson saying he accepts Matt Hancock's apology for his affair. It's not up to him to accept any apology on our behalf. We do not forgive him, and we are coming for him.
Listen, Matt Hancock is one of the greatest hypocrites known to mankind. All they're going to do is say, oh look, we've got rid of him, and there'll be another same person doing the same job. He's just going to be a victim here. They wanted him out, so they've set him up. But you're going to get the same man in with a different face. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Thank you.
Resign.
I've been to see the Prime Minister to resign